What's going on, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. So wanted to cover the altcoin market. We haven't talked about this in a while, but the altcoin market really has been on a long run, and this has gone a lot longer into the season than we normally see. A lot of times the season for alts will kick back up in May, and you may see a run, sometimes in April, and see a run for a little bit. The longest usually it goes is June. Sometimes you can even get into July, but this altcoin season has really pushed into August, which is a little unusual. Maybe that has something to do with halving. Maybe it has something to do with just all the trillions of liquidity that are being pumped into the entire global financial system and is spilling over into crypto. Those could be possible reasons. But in reality, wanted to just talk about where we stand now and what we can expect going forward. I'll discuss what this chart means, and I think it'll give you guys a good idea of where we're at and what to expect going forward into the end of the year. All right, so let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
Real quick, guys, back to school specials are running. So we have, if you're interested in the stocks and ETF side of things, you can get 1 year access for $3.99. Or if you're interested in the crypto and binary option side of things, you can get the access there for $3.99 as well. That's 1 year. You get indicator software that comes with a multi-part course on how to use it, and as well daily chat room interaction and signals that are sent out via Telegram. So encourage you guys to check that out. And if you're interested in more of the educational part of this or more indicators, we have these other specials as well. So check that out. All right, let's get back to this chart. Okay, so this is how I like to look at the alt market and just look at where we're going as far as the alt season. So what I use is market cap BTC dominance. And so that symbol is BTC.D. All right, so that's the first thing. You chart that. The next thing you want to do is you want to add this indicator. This is the TD sequential indicator. You can find that if you just go up into indicators and search for it. There's free ones available. And what that does is it tells you the number that you are in the sequential count. And what, real briefly, the way that that works is as long as your close for an increasing number, that's green, as long as your close is higher than 4 bars ago, okay, if it's a higher close than the close 4 bars ago, then you will get a count up, and it will keep increasing until that criteria is not met. For example, here, when you have this bar 1, the close was higher than 1, 2, 3, 4 bars ago, okay? And so it changes. Versus this one, the close was lower than 4 bars ago, 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? So, so that's why those were increasing lower until that criteria changes. So if the close is higher than 4 bars ago, it flips to counting up. If it changes to the close is lower than 4 bars ago, it flips to counting down. Now, what's helpful about this, and the sequential thing, a lot of people like to use it for various things. I think it works pretty well on BTCD. And what you look for first is a 9 count. 9 count usually is an exhaustive move. Sometimes it can run to 13. If you get a 13 and a topping candle or something like that, that's usually pretty good odds that you're going to get a pullback. But a lot of times 9 is a precursor to say an overextension like the 13, and that's a heads up that if that isn't the end of the move, it's nearby. Here you can see like a 9 count reversed, right? And then it came up. This 9 count was near the top. You got a 10, 11, 12, 13. They don't print those numbers, but that's what it was. And then that exhausted out and came back down. So we have a case where we've never seen, when the move gets overthrown, they start painting these other colors on the candles. And I've never seen it when the dominance is dropping to be this overextended when it comes to the sequential count. Just have not seen that. This is a weekly chart. So these are weekly candles, and I've just never seen it on a weekly chart this extended. So you have that. You have also the stochastics. The technicals are winding up for a upcycle. So if the dominance goes up, alts are going to go down. This is another thing that I add. I do an overlay by hitting the compare, and it's the crypto cap total 2. Okay. And what total 2 is just the basket, the market cap on the altcoins. So that's everything market cap wise except for Bitcoin. All right. So a lot of times the dominance and the total 2 market cap will have an inverse correlation, meaning if one's going up, the other's going down. The best of both worlds is when they're both trending up as the case was here in April of 2019, that means you've got not only is Bitcoin gaining value and market cap dominance, but the market cap in total on the other altcoins is also rising. So you're having an overall increase in both parts of this. And those are the most bullish, to me, most bullish times. So you see the altcoin market really from December 2018 Q4 ran all the way up into June 2019 and then petered out. Bitcoin the whole time was gaining market dominance, but you know, if you're holding both, that's really the perfect scenario. If you look here again, March 20th, we had a correction. So we had Q4 is usually very bullish. You usually get a break after February, a pullback. So we started back in the end of March, rising again, and we've run a really long time. If you measure the span of this run, it's going to rival a lot of the runs that we've seen in duration. So if you take, for example, we can measure that. Let's just start here at the bottom to the top. So that's a 22 bar run. A lot of the moves up when you have your seasonal moves up, like from out of Q4 for a couple of months and things like that, doesn't get anywhere near that. Even when you've had prior runs, let's say, you know, like we talk about April, you know, you get that run up from April or so, May. Usually it ends in June, typically, right? So this one, as you can see, is a lot longer. This was what I would call the Q4 run, which more or less ended in April and then picks back up for the second round. So there's two parts to that coming out of Q4 usually. So as you can see, it's just a long run for when you come out of April, May into June, July. This was an extra long run. So you have that. You have overextension in time seasonality. You have overextension in the length of this move down in Bitcoin dominance, really overextended. And you also have the support and resistance on the Bitcoin dominance. So we are due for a bounce. We've already seen a lot of the altcoins starting to take a hit. Many are 50% or more off their highs from earlier in the cycle, and really have come off in the last few days too as well. Just a broad altcoin pullback. And so I think once this weekly bar closes, keep an eye out for this next week. If we do get a close, so this bar is going to start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if it gets a close over this close, which wouldn't take much, then that's going to flip. And that would be, to me, green light that alt season is going to take a break. Look for it to kick back up in Q4. Okay, so that's how I like to view altcoin season when it's running, and also looking at that versus dominance. So you got dominance, the sequential indicator, looking for support and resistance. You got your technicals, and you're also watching crypto cap total 2 as also a performance against the Bitcoin dominance. So there you have it. You can set up a template like this, and that's how a good way to gauge where we're at. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Really appreciate you guys watching us. Again, check us out at tradelikeagenius.com or tradegenius.co if you're interested in getting in the room with us. And I will see you on the next video. Please hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Take care, guys.
Trade Genius.